Hello, everybody. Welcome to class today. Thank you all for joining. I hope you all had a good extended weekend, got some time to relax, maybe hang out with family, eat some good food, and are excited for the short week ahead. So first off, before we begin class, I wanted to just answer a question that I've got multiple times as to when the reviews for class are due. You have a week after the class to submit that review. I try to design this class so it can be done at your own pace. You may not have time every Tuesday and Thursday, so do it at your own pace, but be sure to get that class review within 1 week to receive participation points for the course. All right, with that, let's go ahead and get started. So find yourself on your mat, a nice tall seat here. You can move the flesh out from underneath the body here, legs can be crossed. Legs could be out in front of you. Make sure your spine is nice and lifted, nice and long. The energy moves through the body, coming from the top all the way down the spine to the tailbone. So just allow that sit bone to be grounded and the crown of your head to be nice and long here. Go ahead and close down the eyes. We're going to spend a couple moments just grounding, tuning into the body here. Had a few days without practice, so just checking in, keeping the eyes closed. Just do a gentle body scan. Starting from the toes, moving your way up the feet, the legs, the hip bones, core, the back, the chest. Keeping that body scan, moving its way through the arms, all the way to the fingertips. Its way up the shoulders, the neck. Bringing some mindfulness, bringing some attention to this present moment. Allowing all things that you may have to do later today, maybe things that already happened this week or today. Just putting those things aside for the next about 30 minutes. Just spend some time with yourself. Spend some time relaxing. Being present. Keeping the eyes closed here. Bring your attention to your breath. No need to change it. Just bring the attention to the breath here. Breaths. Gently open up the eyes from here. You feel a little more grounded, a little bit more present. This is a good time to grab your music. If you don't have the music playing, put it on your phone. Some nice gentle meditation music, yoga music. You can find that can help relax and calm the space. So from there, we're going to go ahead and move on to a new breath technique called box breathing. Okay, so we're going to inhale, pause, and exhale, and pause. So it's going to be like, if you want to visualize a box, your eyes are closed, moving through the breath. We're going to start with an exhale, the count of 4. We're going to pause and hold that breath. So we're not breathing, we're holding the breath for a count of 4. We're going to inhale for the count of 4. And we're also going to hold again to finish off the cycle for a count of 4, creating that box with each step. We're going to try just a few times, and then we're going to breathe naturally and then move into our practice. So you can keep your eyes closed, or you can open them if you like, whatever you feel most comfortable. Make sure they're nice and long with our spine. And then we can begin with a full exhale. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. And exhale. 4, 3, 2. Couple natural breaths in between here. We'll try that again. So we're going to start with the exhale for 4. So exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. A couple of natural breaths. We'll try that one more time. This time, try to visualize the box, completing the box with one cycle, 4 on each line or each end of the box. Okay. Natural breaths. Start with that exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. A couple natural breaths here. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's get started with the opening, closing of the hands, just a few times here. We're going to add some new postures into our practice today. Downward dogs, plank pose, some balancing. Let's go ahead and move into wrist rolls here, both directions. Arms out in front of us here, open and close, keeping the elbows pointed forward. Breath. Keep those fingertips on your shoulders here. Bring your elbows together, open up the chest, and draw them down and back to the sides of the body here. Taking nice big circles, just opening up the chest, open up the shoulders. It should feel pretty good. Let's do 2 more. And reverse direction, elbows touch, open up, try to bring it back together. And release. Arms in front here, open and close, just moving with the wrist, moving into the wrists here. Just try to relax your shoulders, notice if they're up towards your ears, draw them down and back. And flip palms up, same thing. Hands on the knees here, gently on, or maybe even on the thighs. You move through some seated cat-cow. We're gonna do about 5. You can move with your own breath here. Inhale as you rise up, open up the chest, point that tailbone out, maybe lift your chin. Exhale, chin to chest, round and curl. Push that tailbone into the ground, back behind you. Inhale, lift, open up. Maybe close down the eyes so we're not straining the eyes, keep them open. Exhale, back, round and curl. Chin should come to your chest. 3 more. Inhale as you lift. Exhaling. Inhale, lift. Exhaling. 1 more. Nice big inhale, lift. Shine the heart. Exhale, chin to chest. Coming back to that nice long spine here, nice and upright. We're moving to some neck stretches. So just look over your right shoulder, nice and slow. No need to rush, especially when we're dealing with areas that are gentle and fragile, like the neck. Inhale back to center. Exhale over the left side. Inhale center. Exhale to the right. Inhale center. Exhale to the left. 1 more time each side. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. 1 more. Inhale center. Exhale. Very good. Inhale back to center here. We're gonna bring our arms up overhead like we're trying to reach up towards something towards the sky. Elongate, lift, and stretch. Good. Exhale, right hand comes down on the ground. Reach up and over towards the right. Feel that stretch all along the left-hand side of the body. Maybe we're on our fingertips here. Maybe we got our full hand down. Maybe we can come down to our forearms if that feels good. Don't force it. Be nice and gentle with the body. We're still warming up here. Inhale, back to center. Gently drop the left hand down. Reach up, up, up until it tips you over towards the left. Noticing if either side feels a little bit different, maybe a little more tight. Good. Inhale. Exhale one more time. Reach it up and over to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left side. Inhale up. Exhale. We're going to take a twist. Right hand behind the back, left hand on the thigh. Notice if we're hunching or curling. Elongate the spine. Inhale. Exhale, look over the right shoulder for a seated twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand down, right hand on the thigh. Inhale, lengthens the spine. Exhale, over the left shoulder. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take a seated twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale one more time to the left. Take a twist. Now back to center. Hands back on those thighs. We're going to do some neck circles. So making some circles with our nose. We're going to start by dropping it down. Make a circle with your nose. Big circle here. Maybe close down the eyes. Nice and slow. Feeling into any areas that may need a little more love today. Good. Let's take one more. To make it back down to the starting point, reverse the direction, opposite direction, nice and slow. Notice if your shoulders are starting to try to scrunch up toward your ears, bring them back down. So I'll take one more circle. Back to center, very good. We're gonna find ourselves in our tabletop, right, where our hands are underneath. Our shoulders and our knees are underneath our hips. We should have a pretty good amount of space in between, right? They should be nice and even, about hip width and shoulder width apart. Moving through some cat-cows, more mobility of the spine here. So from this neutral spine, drop the belly, point the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale, point that tailbone under, point it under, curl your chin to chest. A couple more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Good. Coming back to this neutral tabletop, we're going to move into some thread the needle, some upper body mobility here. Reach that right arm up, stretch and reach. Exhale, thread the needle. We're not going to hang out there. We're just going to reach, 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 and take it back up. Inhale. Exhale, under. Inhale. Exhale, under. Good. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, down. Other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, under. Inhale, lift. Exhale, and under. Moving with that breath. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, under. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, both hands down. Push those hips back for our child's pose. Reach the arms forward. Let the head come down here. Knees can be wide, knees can be close, whatever feels best for your body. 5 breaths here. Good. Next inhale takes it forward back into our tabletop. So we're going to move into our first downward dog of our course. You want to make sure your feet are nice and hip width. We don't want them too close. We don't want them out wide. Check down, make sure they're in line with your hips. Tuck your toes under. Next cue, make sure our fingers are nice and wide. We don't want to have our fingers together. Make sure we have space. And make sure they're underneath the shoulders, nice and strong. We want to put weight into all 10 fingers. We don't want it crashing into the wrists, okay? So make sure we're trying to distribute the weight. From there, ground down, lift the hips, stretch them back towards the sky as your ears come underneath your arms here. Your ears should be in line with your biceps. It's okay if our legs aren't straight today. They can have a bend in them. Just make sure you're really stretching that chest in between your arms. From here, shake your head out yes and no. Release the tension from the neck. A couple more times. Make sure you're breathing, right? Don't forget to breathe. 2 more breaths here, and we'll come down to a child's pose. Inhale, lift high up on your toes. Drop your knees. Drop your hips, child's pose. Hang out here about 5 breaths. Very good. Long, deep breaths. Downward dog is a very active posture. It's a transition posture in yoga. So we'll be moving through downward dog to get into other postures. So it's kind of a foundational pose. Inhale, back tabletop. We're going to do it again. So ground down through the hands. Weight into all 10 fingers. Tuck the toes under. They should be hip width. Lift the knees. Lift the hips. Push it back. Downward dog. Shake the head out, yes. Shake it out, no. Maybe pedal your legs. So walk the dog. Bending through the knees. You should feel this in the hamstrings. Especially if you sit often during the day. Our hamstrings get really tight when we're driving. Are you breathing? Couple more breaths. Good. Come high up on your toes. Drop the knees. Drop it down. Child's pose. Very good. Couple breaths here. Inhale, back tabletop. Tuck the toes. We're going to move through our downward dog to find ourselves in a standing position. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, go ahead and walk your feet nice and slow up to meet your hand. Don't stand up right away. Since you've been upside down, take an inhale, half lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, release. We're going to ragdoll it up. So start at the base of your spine, stack 1 vertebrae on top of the next. Your arms and head stay heavy all the way till you make it up to the top and roll out your shoulders here. So it's important to focus on the breath when you're coming up from being bent over, right? The blood is rushing to our head. You don't ever want to sit up really quickly. You might get that kind of lightheaded feeling. So really take your time ragdolling it, doing the half lifts as you take inhales, making your way up. Just a quick cue there. So from here, we're going to move on to Sun Salutations. We're going to learn this flow. It's a flow. So yeah, we're going to go through both sides. We start in a standing position at the front of our mat. So let's all meet there at the front of your mat with a little space in between your feet. If you want to measure with 2 fists. Bring those 2 fists in between our feet. That's about where we should be at the front of our mat. This is called mountain pose. We're standing here nice and tall like a mountain. Good. From here, we're going to take a nice big inhale. Reach your arms up overhead. Reach. Then we're going to exhale as we try to push the walls away from us on either side. So it looks like this. This is our forward fold. It's also kind of called the swan dive. So from here, inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive. Come on down. Little bend in the knees, half lift. Lengthen the spine. This is called a half lift with that spine lengthened. And then exhale, drop the hands. We're going to step our right leg back. A nice big step here. This is a low lunge. You can modify by dropping the back knee. We want to make sure our front knee is at least at a 90-degree angle. We wouldn't want it really close. We wouldn't want it too far. Make sure we're at a 90-degree angle in this low lunge. Hang out here for a couple breaths. We're going to move through this flow a couple times, so it should get a little easier each time. Go ahead and plant the hands. We're going to step this leg back into a plank pose. You can lift the bottom knee if it was dropped. Let's all meet in this plank position. We're only going to hang out here a couple breaths. Make sure your spine is nice and long. You're doing great. Breathe. Good. And release. Go ahead and push those hips back. Child's pose, downward dog. Inhale, right leg high, pointed reach to the toes. Exhale, knee comes to your nose. And we're gonna step our right hand in between our right foot in between our hands here. So we're getting a lunge on the other side. Again, you can modify by dropping the back knee. Keep it lifted if it feels good. Couple breaths here. That right knee should be right underneath that right armpit. Nice and long to the spine. Shift your weight into your front foot. Left leg comes up to meet the right. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, drop. Inhale, we're going to reverse swan dive on the inhale. Exhale, hands to heart here at the top of your mat. Good, and release, shake it out. Very good. We're going to do that on the other side. So we're starting at the front of our mat here, right? With some space in between our feet for mountain pose. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Push the walls away. Your hands are coming down. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, release. Step your left leg back this time. Big step here, setting yourself up for a nice lunge. We're gonna hang out here for 5 breaths. So it should feel like a very active posture. You should feel the heat being generated in your body here. Good. Plant the hands, step that right leg back. Let's meet in a plank posture. 5 breaths here, activating that core, activating the energy. Breathe, don't hold the breath. 2 more breaths here. Exhale, hips high. We're going to shift it to the other side. So left leg comes up here. Exhale, knee to nose, round and curl. Step that left leg forward, setting up for this low lunge. Breathe here, 5 breaths. An interesting little fact about this posture is it actually activates your sinuses. So if you feel like you have some congestion, try out a low lunge. You want to make sure your knee is right underneath your armpit here. See if it does anything. See if it helps out. It definitely helps me out. Shift that weight forward into our left foot. Right foot comes up to meet the left. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, release. We're going to ragdoll up this time, 1 vertebrae at a time. All the way so we need standing. Reach those arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Shake it out. Very good. We're going to do this 1 more time on each side. You can move at your own pace, or you can follow me as we move through it. Always breathing, always taking your time. Feel each posture, don't rush through it. Okay, here we go. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, release. Right leg goes back, low lunge. Breathe. Climb the hands, left leg goes back, plank. Breathe. Good. Hips back, downward dog. Right leg in the sky, point those toes. The higher, the better. Exhale, knee to nose. Step that right foot in between those hands. Low lunge. Good. Shift the weight forward. Meet in that forward fold. Half lift, lengthen. Exhale, release. We're going to ragdoll it up. Inhale, reach those arms high. Exhale, hands to heart. A few breaths here, and we'll move directly to the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, release. Left leg is going back this time. Low lunge, breathe. Making sure that knee is right near that armpit. Clamp the hands, right leg goes back, plank. Are you breathing? Stay with that breath. Hips high, downward dog. We're on the left side, so left leg is going forward, pointed up in the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, bring it between the hands. Low lunge. Shift the weight to that front foot. Right foot meets the left. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, release. We're going to reverse swan dive. A little bend in the knees. On a nice big inhale. You breathe it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Very good. So we're almost done with today's session. We're going to move into some balancing, some tree pose, and then we're going to make our way down to relax. So finding whatever surface feels most stable to you. A lot of the times, if your mat is really cushiony, it might throw you off. If you have carpet and a mat, it might be a little bit too unstable. You could find a harder surface if that feels best for you. So find your surface and just stand in a nice, comfortable, upright position. We're going to start with bouncing on the left side. So we're going to get our right foot, make a kickstand on the inside of our left ankle. Hands come at the heart center here. So this is the base of our tree here. That was pretty easy, right? So go ahead and close down the eyes. And notice the difference. Maybe the body starts to sway just a little bit. And gently open up. So closing the eyes is always a way to make a tree posture a little bit more challenging. So from here, with the eyes open, let's go ahead and move that right foot onto the cat. So now we're off the ground with that right foot. Make sure your knee is going out towards the side, the right knee, not forward, out towards the side. Now again, try to close those eyes. See if it makes a difference here. You can see yourself start to sway. Now you're a tree in the wind. Good. Open up your eyes if you begin to topple over. Maybe do a slight close, not all the way closed. Open up the eyes. Release that right foot. Walk it out. Good. So there's a couple levels. You could stay at the base of the tree. You could go to the cat. You could also reach down, grab that foot, and place it on the inside of your left thigh here. So make sure if you're here on this level, you're pushing your thigh into your foot, just as your foot is pushing into your thigh, right? So bring them together, create that tension. And here we are on a nice elevated tree. If you would like to practice closing eyes here, or you can just hang out, enjoy this posture for what it is. 5 more breaths. Breathe. 3 more breaths here. Just enjoying it. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale as slow and controlled as you can. Come out. Go ahead and walk it out. Maybe it got that little tension. The legs were working. Walk it out. Move to the other side. Weight to the right leg, the right foot. Bring that left heel up to the ankle. Hands at the heart center and close down the eyes. Here we are at the base of the tree. Feeling grounded. Gently open up the eyes. Begin to work that foot onto the calf. Try closing the eyes down. Maybe not. You don't have to close the eyes. Release. Here we go with level 3. If it's in your practice today, if not, find what feels most comfortable for you today. You may need to reach down to bring that foot towards the inside of the right thigh. Again, pushing both thigh into foot and foot into thigh. Hands at heart center here, nice and long. Enjoying this beautiful balancing posture. 3 more breaths. Balancing postures are great to help us become grounded, right? We have to be focused. If not, we're going to topple over. So if you ever need a little bit more grounding energy, maybe odd, but find a balancing posture. Inhale, exhale, release, nice and gentle, good. Walk it out. Very good. We are done with our standing practice for today. So go ahead and find yourself on your mat. All the way back down on your back. Knees can stay bent. Walk your feet hip width. We're going to get some windshield wipers. Let your knees fall to the right. Keep your shoulders nice and planted on the ground. And inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Moving back and forth with your breath about 10 times. Don't rush it. Just feel into the body, feel into the hips. See how they're doing today. Let's take one more each side. Good. Come back to center. So from here with our knees bent, you're going to bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh. So you should see this figure 4 position. With your right leg on the floor, you should reach into this little gap and grab the back of your thigh. If you have a strap or a towel, you can also use that as assistance. Put it underneath and hold it here to just give a little extra hold on to. So from here, make sure when we're in this figure 4 position that our shoulders aren't lifting up off the ground. We don't want to be here just to reach. If you feel like your shoulders are lifting, that means we need some assistance. So grab a towel, strap, put that underneath the right leg, and use it to help you up. See how I can keep my upper body on the ground using that assistance. Good. Enjoy this stretch for the hamstrings, the glutes, the hips. Should feel really nice. Inhale, exhale, release. To the other side. Take 2 windshield wipers in between. Back to center. Left leg coming on that, right leg is coming on the left thigh, creating that figure 4. If it's in your practice today, reach and grab the back of that left thigh. Let your head stay down. If you feel like you need the assistance, use it. Put it underneath that left thigh and use it to help you bring that leg closer into the body. Notice if one side feels a little different. Breathe into the hips. Use that breath to help your body relax. One more inhale, exhale. unwind. Go ahead and windshield wiper those legs a couple times. Then we're going to find our way into our final Shavasana. Extend the legs out in front of you. It's okay if they come off the mat a little bit. Extend the arms out. Adjust your clothing or your hair. Whatever you need to do to just allow your body to relax. Okay. Close down the eyes. Nothing to worry about here. Just giving yourself some time to do nothing. You don't have to worry about the time. I'll let you know when we're finished. We're just going to spend about 10 breaths here. How often do you just allow your body to relax, unless you're going to bed? That's what we're doing here, just letting your body relax. With each breath, let your body be a little heavier, sinking into the floor, into the mat. With each breath, allow your body to relax, even. Notice if you have space, or if you're crinkling your eyebrows, between the space between your eyebrows. Try to relax it. Notice if you're clenching or tightening your jaw. Allow it to relax. Notice if you're squeezing your lips together. Allow them to gently open. Bring your attention to your breath here. We're going to do 3 counts of the box breath. The first 2 we're going to do together. The last one I'll let you do on your own. On the next exhale, let's exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it. And inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it. Good. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it. Good. And release. Taking one more using your own pace, your own breath. Go ahead. Relax. Go ahead and breathe naturally there. Bringing some movement into our body. Wiggle our fingers, wiggle our toes. Maybe roll our wrists and our ankles. Pick the arms up overhead for a stretch like we just woke up. And release. Go ahead and roll over to the side here in the fetal position. And allow your top hand to help you up to a seated position. Thank you all for joining class today. This is our only class for this week. So it's the only YouTube class. We will have an assignment on Thursday is when it will be uploaded. So again, you have a week to complete both the YouTube reviews and the assignment. So if you have any questions, please reach out via email or Blackboard. And with that, I hope you all have a blessed week, productive week, a happy week, and I will see you all next week. Have a good one.